What happens when a mayor's 26-year-old son drives drunk at 2:30 a.m. on New Year's Eve, crashes into the car of a 70-year-old war veteran, and then walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom days later, claiming that everyone drinks on New Year's, and that his father always says New Year's doesn't count for mayors' families? He's about to learn that holidays don't cancel the law, that drunk driving never gets a free pass, and that some phone calls made during a live city council session can end political careers in minutes. Before we go any further, subscribe to Case Closed if you believe no one is above the law. Tell us where you're watching from. Because what makes this case unforgettable isn't just the New Year's DUI or the so-called holiday immunity claim. It's what happens next.
It's what happened when Judge Caprio called the Providence City Council live during their January 2nd New Year's session, putting them on speakerphone while they were discussing resolutions, causing them to hold an emergency vote that removed Brandon's mayor father from office while still on the call. It's January 2nd in Providence Municipal Court. Brandon Taylor, aged 26, son of Providence Mayor Thomas Taylor, faces charges from a New Year's Eve incident that occurred at 2:30 a.m. on January 1st. The victim is 70-year-old William Chen, a World War II veteran who was driving home from volunteering at a veterans shelter New Year's Eve dinner when Brandon, driving drunk at 6:55 a.m. in a 30 zone, ran a red light and T-boned William's Honda Civic. William suffered 3 broken ribs, severe whiplash, and his car was totaled. When Providence police officer Sarah Martinez arrived at the scene at 2:47 a.m., she found Brandon sitting in his BMW reeking of alcohol, wearing a 2025 novelty hat and New Year's party beats. Body camera footage captured what happened. Officer Martinez: "Sir, have you been drinking?" Brandon slurred speech: "It's New Year's Eve, officer. Come on. Everyone drinks on New Year's. It's literally the one night that doesn't count. My dad's the mayor. He throws the city New Year's party. He knows how it works." "Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle." "Officer, seriously, it's New Year's. This is ridiculous. Call my dad. He'll explain. Mayors' families get courtesy on holidays." Despite his protests and repeated references to his father being mayor and New Year's being a free pass night, Officer Martinez arrested him. His BAC was .19, more than twice the legal limit. Now, on January 2nd, Brandon walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom wearing expensive casual clothing, designer hoodie with Happy New Year 2025 still visible, looking like someone who just rolled out of a New Year's party and doesn't take the proceedings seriously. Behind him sit his parents, Mayor Thomas Taylor, looking uncomfortable in a suit, and his wife, looking worried. Judge Caprio observes this entrance. The New Year's hoodie is a statement, a deliberate message that he still views this as a holiday incident, not a serious crime. The bailiff calls the case the state of Rhode Island versus Brandon James Taylor. Charges: driving under the influence causing property damage, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. Judge Caprio reviews the case file. "Mr. Taylor, how do you plead?" Brandon stands casually, hands in his hoodie pocket. "Not guilty, Your Honor, but honestly, this whole thing is blown out of proportion. It was New Year's Eve. Everyone was celebrating. Everyone was drinking. This happens every New Year's." His tone suggests he genuinely believes this is reasonable. Judge Caprio's expression sharpens. "Mr. Taylor, you drove drunk, crashed into a 70-year-old veteran's car and injured him. Please explain how that's blown out of proportion." Brandon shrugs. "Your Honor, it was literally 2:30 in the morning."
Morning, on New Year's Eve. I was coming from celebrations. My dad throws the city's official New Year's party at City Hall every year. Thousands of people attend. Everyone's drinking champagne at midnight. That's what New Year's is. Then people drive home. It's just how the holiday works. Mr. Taylor, drinking and driving is illegal every day of the year, including New Year's Eve. I understand that technically, Your Honor, but there's like an unspoken rule about New Year's. My dad always says New Year's Eve doesn't count. It's a free pass night. One night a year where normal rules are relaxed because it's celebration. If you're not subscribed, hit that button, because what happens next will show you what occurs when someone claims their mayor father told them holidays excuse drunk driving. Judge Caprio calls William Chen to stand. The elderly Asian man rises slowly, moving stiffly due to his broken ribs. "Mr. Chen, please tell the court what happened." William's voice is steady despite his obvious pain. "Your Honor, I'm 70 years old. I served in the Army during World War II. On New Year's Eve, I volunteer every year at the Providence Veterans Shelter. We serve dinner to homeless veterans. It's a tradition I've kept for 20 years. I was driving home at 2:30 a.m., going the speed limit, obeying all traffic laws. I had a green light. This young man's BMW came out of nowhere, running the red light at incredible speed. He hit my car so hard it spun completely around. My ribs broke from the seatbelt impact. I was trapped. I'm 70 years old, and I spent New Year's in the hospital because someone decided drunk driving was acceptable because it was a holiday." Judge Caprio's expression shows deep emotion. "Mr. Chen, I'm very sorry this happened to you. Thank you for your service and for your continued service to veterans." Brandon interrupts, his tone still casual. "Your Honor, I feel bad the old guy got hurt, but it was an accident. Accidents happen on New Year's. That's why insurance exists. My dad can have the city make sure he's taken care of. We don't need to make this a criminal thing." The gallery reacts with audible shock. Judge Caprio raises his hand for silence. "Mr. Taylor, did you just suggest your father, the mayor, would use city resources to cover up your drunk driving?" Brandon looks genuinely confused. "Not cover up, just handle it quietly. That's how these things work with public officials' families. My dad handles stuff all the time, New Year's incidents especially. Everyone's more lenient." Judge Caprio signals for the dashcam footage from the responding police vehicle. The monitor shows the intersection at 2:47 a.m. on January 1st, 2025. William Chen's Honda Civic is visible, severely damaged, airbags deployed. Brandon's BMW is damaged, but less severely. The red light is clearly visible. Then the footage rewinds to show the moment of impact. Brandon's BMW racing through the
Red light, at high speed, smashing into William's car. When the footage ends, Judge Caprio asks, "Mr. Taylor, that video shows you running a red light at 65 miles an hour in a 30 zone, drunk, at 2:30 in the morning." Brandon nods. "Yeah, I was going fast. New Year's energy. Everyone's amped up on New Year's. And yes, I had drinks. It's New Year's Eve. That's what you do on New Year's Eve. And then you left the scene?" Brandon shifts uncomfortably. "I moved my car to the side. I didn't leave. I was calling my dad to handle it." Judge Caprio plays the body camera footage from Officer Martinez. Brandon's voice fills the courtroom, slurred and entitled. "It's New Year's Eve, officer. Come on. Everyone drinks on New Year's. It's literally the one night that doesn't count. My dad's the mayor. Call him. He'll explain. Mayors' families get courtesy on holidays." When the footage ends, Judge Caprio turns to Brandon. "Mr. Taylor, you told the officer that New Year's doesn't count and that mayors' families get courtesy on holidays? Where did you get that idea?" Brandon glances at his father, then back at the judge. "My dad's been mayor for 6 years. Every New Year's he hosts the city party, champagne at midnight, everyone's celebrating. He always says New Year's is special, one night where we celebrate being alive and we don't worry about the small stuff. He said it for years. New Year's Eve is a free pass night." Mayor Taylor, sitting in the gallery, visibly winces. Judge Caprio looks directly at Mayor Taylor. "Mayor Taylor, did you tell your son that New Year's Eve is a free pass night where normal rules don't apply?" Mayor Taylor stands, looking deeply uncomfortable. "Your Honor, I may have made some casual comments over the years about New Year's being a time of celebration. I never meant it as legal advice. I certainly never told him drunk driving was acceptable." Brandon protests. "Dad, you literally said every year New Year's doesn't count. Tomorrow we start fresh. You said it at every New Year's party, at City Hall, in front of everyone." Mayor Taylor's face goes red.
Brandon, I meant it philosophically. Fresh start for the new year, not that laws don't apply. Judge Caprio's jaw tightens. Mr. Taylor, your father is the mayor of this city. He hosts official city New Year's celebrations where alcohol is served. And you're claiming he told you repeatedly for years that New Year's is a night where rules are relaxed? Not just me, Your Honor. He says it publicly at the city party. Let's celebrate. New Year's is the one night we get to be free. Everyone hears it. ADA Michael Torres stands. Your Honor, we have statements from other attendees of the mayor's New Year's parties confirming that Mayor Taylor regularly makes comments about New Year's being special and the one night where we celebrate without worry. Judge Caprio makes a decision.
Will Jen, Providence City Government. Clerk, I need an immediate phone call. Contact the Providence City Council. They should be in session today, January 2nd, their New Year's organizational session. Brandon's casual demeanor finally cracks. Your Honor, why are you calling the City Council? Mr. Taylor, you've repeatedly claimed that your father, the mayor, taught you that New Year's Eve is a free pass night where mayors' families get special treatment. The City Council should know that their mayor is allegedly promoting this message. Mayor Taylor stands, panicked. Your Honor, that's not necessary. I'll speak to the council privately. Mayor Taylor, sit down. Your son just implicated you in encouraging drunk driving. Within minutes, voices come through the courtroom speakerphone. Background noise suggests a formal government session. This is Council President Maria Rodriguez. We're currently in session. How can we help the court? Judge Caprio addresses her. Council President Rodriguez, this is Judge Frank Caprio in Providence Municipal Court. I apologize for interrupting your session, but I have an urgent matter involving Mayor Thomas Taylor. Pause. The background council chamber noise quiets. Your Honor, Mayor Taylor, we're listening. Council President, I'm hearing a DUI case involving the mayor's son, Brandon Taylor. The incident occurred at 2:30 a.m. on January 1st, New Year's morning. Brandon drove drunk, crashed into a 70-year-old WW2 veteran's car, seriously injured him, and when arrested, told police that New Year's doesn't count, that it's a free pass night, and that mayors' families get courtesy on holidays. Audible reactions from council members in the background. Council President, Brandon claims his father, Mayor Taylor, has told him for years that New Year's Eve is special, a night where we don't worry about the small stuff, a free pass night. He claims Mayor Taylor says this publicly at the official city New Year's celebrations that the mayor hosts with taxpayer funds. The pause is heavy. Your Honor, is Mayor Taylor present? Yes, he's in my courtroom. Can he hear this conversation? Yes, you're on speakerphone. Council President Rodriguez's voice becomes formal and cold. Mayor Taylor, is it true that you've been telling people, including your son, that New Year's Eve is a free pass night where normal rules don't apply? Mayor Taylor stands, his voice shaking. Council President, I made some casual philosophical comments about fresh starts. Another council voice interrupts. Councilman James Park. Mayor Taylor, I've attended your New Year's parties. You serve alcohol at City Hall. Then you make toasts about celebrating freedom and one night where we break free. I always thought it was just rhetoric. Are you telling me your own son interpreted that as permission to drive drunk? Councilman Park, I never explicitly said. A third voice. Councilwoman Sarah Chen. Your Honor, we've allocated over $100,000 in city funds for the mayor's New Year's parties. If those parties include the mayor promoting the idea that New Year's excuses illegal behavior, we have a major problem. Judge Caprio interjects. Council members, there's more. When arrested, Brandon told police to call my dad, he'll explain, and that mayors' families get courtesy on holidays. He genuinely believes his father's position grants him immunity from DUI laws on New Year's. Council President Rodriguez speaks, her voice hard. Your Honor, can you give us 5 minutes? We need to caucus. Of course. The speakerphone goes quiet, but it's clear they haven't disconnected. Muffled, urgent discussion is audible. Mayor Taylor sits with his head in his hands. Brandon looks terrified.
Exactly 4 minutes later, Council President Rodriguez returns. Your Honor, we've held an emergency executive session. We have a unanimous decision. I'm listening. Based on what you've described, the mayor promoting at city-funded events that New Year's excuses illegal behavior, his son's belief that the mayor's family has immunity from holiday DUI laws, and the mayor's apparent willingness to use city resources to handle his son's criminal case, we are invoking Providence City Charter Section 4.7, immediate removal of mayor for conduct unbecoming of office. Mayor Taylor gasps, "You can't do that. I haven't been convicted of anything." Council President Rodriguez continues, "Mayor Taylor, we just held an emergency vote. The vote was 12-0. You are removed from office effective immediately. The deputy mayor will assume your duties. You have 1 hour to vacate City Hall." The courtroom is absolutely silent. Brandon stares at his father in horror. Another council voice, "Your Honor, for the record, we're also canceling all future city-funded New Year's parties, launching an investigation into the $100,000 spent on previous parties, and issuing a formal statement that no holiday excuses illegal behavior." The call ends. Mayor Taylor, now former Mayor Taylor, sits devastated. 6 years of public service ended in a 5-minute phone call because he taught his son that New Year's was a free pass night. Judge Caprio addresses Brandon. "Mr. Taylor, your father just lost his position as mayor because you claimed he taught you that holidays excuse drunk driving. Here is your sentence. Driving under the influence causing injury, 2 years in county jail, 5 years probation, permanent license revocation, mandatory substance abuse treatment, and full restitution to Mr. Chen for his medical expenses and totaled vehicle." Brandon starts crying. "Your Honor, I didn't mean to destroy my dad's career. He just always made New Year's seem special." "I thought you thought wrong, Mr. Taylor. New Year's Eve is a celebration. It's not an excuse to endanger lives." As Brandon is taken into custody, his father approaches the bench. "Your Honor, I'm no longer mayor as of 5 minutes ago. I just want to apologize. I made careless comments about fresh starts and celebration. I never imagined my son would interpret them as permission to drive drunk, but he did, and a veteran was hurt, and I lost my position. That's on me." Judge Caprio nods. "Mayor, former Mayor Taylor, your son needed leadership, not philosophy about free past nights." William Chen speaks. "Your Honor, I spent New
Year's Eve serving dinner to homeless veterans. I've done it for 20 years. I was driving home from service when I was hit by a drunk driver who thought holidays excuse crime. I'm 70 years old. I served my country. I deserve to drive home safely, even on New Year's." 2 weeks later, Brandon begins his sentence. The former Mayor Taylor releases a public statement apologizing and warning parents about casual comments that children might misinterpret. Providence City Council issues new policy. No holiday celebration or special event excuses illegal behavior. New Year's Eve is not a free pass night. When released, after 2 years, Brandon meets William Chen. "Mr. Chen, I drove drunk on New Year's Eve. I crashed into your car. I seriously injured you. I destroyed my father's career because I genuinely believed New Year's didn't count. I was wrong about everything. I'm sorry." William accepts his hand. "Mr. Taylor, holidays are for celebrating life, not endangering it. Your father learned that. Now you have too."
If this story stayed with you, subscribe to Case Closed for more moments where Judge Frank Caprio proves that no holiday, no political title, and no New Year's celebration ever excuses drunk driving. Remember the words spoken in that chamber. There are no holiday exemptions for breaking the law. That is the legacy Judge Frank Caprio leaves behind. A courtroom where justice was never for sale, where power didn't bend the rules, and where accountability mattered more than influence.
It's also the courage of a city council willing to act when the truth came out, and the quiet dignity of William Chen, who asked for nothing more than fairness and received it. Justice was served, abuse of privilege was exposed, and the myth of New Year's immunity was put to rest. Before you go, subscribe to Case Closed, where every story is a reminder that the law works best when it protects everyone equally.